And this brother could grab stuff too, since we have the tripod, you know.
You ready? All right. Shalom, we are the real Hebrew Israelites, and we want to give all praise and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash.
Double honors goes out to our elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and also want to acknowledge all the Akiam who are pushing this truth with sincerity. All right? Well, we're going to get right in it today, so go ahead, God.
Con. This is Ezekiel 37:3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Master Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith.
Khan. So those dry bones are a parable for these Israelites out here. All right. So it's all of these Israelites who are calling themselves Mexicans and blacks and Hispanic and proud to be Latinos. You know, these are called dry bones. All right. Why are they dry? What does the dry bone represent? It represents dead, right? So these people are dead to this truth, meaning they're dead to Yahweh. You know?
And don't forget about the Gadites too, or not the Gadites, but you Native Americans, since you like to call yourself that.
Khan, definitely. You know, that part of those dry bones. You know, so that's what this metaphor for. We're gonna go in on it some more.
Khan, going on, verse 5.
Oh, you're can you read 4 again, bro?
Oh, okay. Verse 4. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh.
So in just the same fashion, the way Ezekiel is prophesying to those dry bones, those dead Israelites, to the truth, that's the same fashion you see these brothers out here doing. All right, because we're the only people who can have conversations with each other sometimes, because you're talking to a 2/3 or an Edomite, and they have nothing to do with this truth. You know, so it makes them dead. It makes their bones dry. This is the life. We're actually out here alive today, doing this work. You know.
Going on, verse 5. Thus,
and when I say we are, it's like your brother. I'm talking about the so-called Native American, so-called Negroes, and the so-called Hispanics. You are the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
All right, the Israelites.
Going on, verse 5. Thus saith the Master Power unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
So these are the only brothers alive right now, because when them chariots come and that destruction comes, the ones that go up are going to be few compared to the ones that are going to be destroyed. You know? And he breathing life into us. These scriptures literally give us life. If we woke up today, we wasn't feeling too hot or whatever the case may be, then all of a sudden you get in this book with the brothers, and hey, that's that life coming in. You can feel it coming on you. You know?
That's right.
You want to bring out Genesis 2:7, brother?
I got you. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Khan. This is what wakes your soul up. This is what revives you, you know? These 2/3 and these Edomites and other heathen, they don't have that spirit, you know? That's why we can't talk to them, you know? They think you went off. They think you're crazy, you know? For testifying to this Bible.
All right, I got a quick precept, brother.
Khan.
This is 1 Timothy 5 and verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Showing you that dead state that you were talking about, man. You got people that are walking around, talking, eating, living it up, being given over into marriage, celebrating, getting ready to celebrate
babies,
Christmas
you know,
and New Year's.
Like my neighbors were celebrating a baby shower yesterday.
Yep. And these guys are dead.
And that goes back to wicked tradition. Anything you celebrate out here in Babylon, you can pretty much guarantee it goes back to something wicked, you know? So even those baby showers, I remember I did the research on the origin. I don't remember exactly how it all started, but it was the Edomites who started that tradition, you know? So you're following the devil. That's how you're influenced by that beast. So, you know, participating in the way of the heathen, you know?
Yep.
Brother, you want to hold Revelation 11:11?
Come on.
We keep going?
We're going to probably get through this for a little while.
Come. This is going back on Ezekiel 37 and verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring a flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
So that word sinews, it means, if you look it up, it means tendons, and you know, and what holds a body together, a human body, you know, you need tendons. If you don't have tendons, then you're fucked. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, you ain't gonna be doing too much without tendons. So what are the brothers out here teaching this truth? We are those tendons holding it together, because these other people aren't holding it together. You know, they're losing their mind on. You know, Edomites lose their mind when they lose their sunglasses, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Edomite will kill you. They'll go shoot up a mall because they're having a bad day, man.
Con.
Jake will rob you because he's short on his mortgage.
Con. But it goes back to them dry bones, them being dead to the truth. So, hey, they're in wickedness, and their righteousness is wickedness, and their wickedness is righteousness, you know? Or that's what they believe. They look at us wicked, you know? So you know, that's how they look at the truth. You know, they don't value this. But those sinews are what you see out here. This camp, we're out here. You know, this is the only hope, right, for Israel. There's not going to be nobody else taking up in chariots. You got to hearken to this truth. You know,
That's right.
and then sinews holding it down.
Going on, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Con. Keep reading.
Verse 9, and what is that breath? It's the Spirit.
Con. The scriptures.
As you're reading in the book of Genesis, the Most High breathed the Spirit into his creation, man.
Con. The brother had just brought it out.
Going on, it says, so then you have these guys come up, but yet there was no spirit. They were just walking bodies.
Con.
It says, verse, what was that, 9? Yeah, 9. It says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Lord, power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live.
Con, and what is that four winds? It's dealing with that north, east, west, south. Because these prophets that are waking up to this truth and teaching it, you know, you that's what it is right here. Where were you at? 8 or 9? Yeah, the four winds. That's north, east, west, south. And that's all over the world. The Israelites are waking up to who they are. They're waking up to, you know, the truth. And so you have men all over the world doing this thing, what we're doing. It's part of this thing of ours, like the elder apostle of Gabar always mentions, you know, because this is a thing of ours, you know, no one else.
We gotta come to this section.
These other people they're not putting any value in it.
This is Matthew 28 and verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.
Con. So he's got men in every single nation, because as a curse, our people were scattered among every nation, you know? And And that's why our people went to so many gods, you know, so many idols, because they're in every nation, you know. And our people look like all the nations. And the more we bring that out, the more every day in life, you know, Yahweh gives me an example. Like I got this friend, bro, he had a baby, and he likes Asian women, you know. He's been married to this Moabite for a while. And his baby looks like that North Korean leader, bro. And this dude's Jake. And his baby looking actually like that North Korean leader, bro. He's got the hair. And it's a trip to see him. Every time I see him, that's what he reminds me of, you know. But I'm like, damn, this kid's an Israelite, you know.
Yo.
So
I gotta.
Our people look like all the nations, man. Because they've been in all nations, like the brother read out. Go ahead.
We got a couple more, brother.
Yeah,
This is
keep going, bro.
this is Hosea 1:10. Ye, yet the number of the children. Actually, I'm gonna go up one verse, to verse 9. It says, because remember we're reading upon the part where the bones were dry, but yet they're coming to life, man. And this, you know, this is speaking on the same matter. This is Hosea 1:9. Then said God, call his name Lo Ammi, which means that is not my people. It says, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel. So we were made dead, man. We were dead to the Most High. Just like somebody says, if you have a woman that goes and cheats on you, oh, I'm sorry. You're dead to me, woman.
Yeah.
Right,
Get out of here. That's basically what the Most High said. You guys are dead to me. Go back and cleave to Esau and to Pharaoh, man. Since you wanted your salvation to come from them, go hug them, man. See what comes out of them, man.
And a couple, you know, there's a few verses, precepts in the scriptures talks about the oh man, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, brother. It'll come back to the spirit.
And just like you dry bones today, man. Go hug Donald Trump, man. Go hug Kanye West as he hugs Donald Trump, and see if that's gonna save you, man. Because you dead to the Most High. You see, the 2/3 are like a dog with rabies, man. There ain't no remedy except for death, man. And then that's a mercy too.
And like you brought it out before, you could teach them this truth over, you know, read these scriptures to them over and over. They ain't gonna get it, you know.
Yep. That's why they just got to be put out, man. Just like if you have a kid and you go to chastise him because he does something wrong, and then he goes and does it right again afterwards, are you gonna chastise him next time? No, you're just gonna give up.
Give him over to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tried. But you see that, and that shows you how much mercy the Most High had, because now it's going on to the 10th verse, just like we're seeing the flesh coming to the bodies, because really none of us deserve to even know this truth, man.
It's a mercy.
Yep. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass.
Well, what does Esau tell you? Esau tells you that the Chinese are the highest population, or India.
Yeah,
you know
but you got Israelites both in China and in India.
And if you and if you you know what I'm saying, if our people all knew they were one people, just think about that in America. If so-called blacks, Native Americans, and so-called Hispanics all knew they were the same people, then that number alone would crush the rest of these heathen.
Esau would be goddamn terrified, man. Esau's been trying to hide that for so long.
He's divided it.
Yep.
People are divided, man.
But you see through the Spirit, man, the Spirit just shows you who they are, because Judah got up and started striving against Esau. So next thing, Issachar got up, and Gad got up, and all the tribes are over here fighting Esau, and yet fighting each other.
And that's what this whole lesson is going to be about. You know, we're talking about the two sticks coming together. And really, that's what you see here. You know, we don't have our Judite and Simeonite brothers here today, but it's the two sticks, northern and southern kingdom, you know, coming back to who they are, together.
Well, yeah, but through the Spirit we do, man. Oh, going on, verse 10, it says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, you are dead to me, you're no longer my people. It says, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And where do they tell us we're not the people of Yahweh? Right here in Babylon, right here in America. They never once told you, you know, in school when you were young, or when you fill out an application, is there not an Israelite option? You know? You know what I'm saying? So these devils have a matter of fact, bro. Can you bring out Psalms 83 and 2?
83 and 2.
Brother, crafty counsel.
This is Psalms chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones.
Khan, and that lifting up thy head, that goes back to Esau, right? He's a snake. What do snakes do when they're about to attack? They lift their heads up, right?
Pictures of you born.
Oh, you can take pictures of the signs.
Pictures of the signs, yes. So that head that comes up, that's Esau. That's what represents Esau, and that snake, that serpent that he is. You know what I mean? Like he's with all these other nations that hate the Israelites. Esau is the head. All right, he's that serpent head lifting up and plotting against the Israelites, man.
God.
So he's literally sets up his whole system to keep the Israelites
Oppressed.
in a base position, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
And you see that in his court systems, you see that in his school systems, you see that at his workplaces, you know? You know, the so-called white man gets all the benefits in his own kingdom, you know? But that's transitioning. Now,
Goddamn
we're in the
devil.
time we're in the time where all of this is transitioning, and you can feel the spirits even on these Edomites, you know?
That's right.
Sometimes they're like extra nice. It's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. You know?
Sirach 10, 12 and 10.
Yeah, you got, hey, and you just hang out with the Edomite long enough, and their spirit, if you know this truth, will match up to that wicked devil that he is.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
Bring out a
Bring it
couple
out,
of
Mark.
precepts. This is Psalms chapter 31, verse 12. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, for I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they devised to take away my life.
See, and who's that? Esau. That whole thing he's doing, he wants to take away he don't want he wants the bones to stay dry. You know what I mean? And that's what he's everything, like the brother said, everything in his power he's gonna do to try to make these bones stay dry, man. Including, you know, every movie they come out, it's always a Jake woman, you know, dating some Edomite, you know, pushing that vibration on our women, you know. Next thing you know, you got our women, oh, Channing Tatum was fine, you know. You know, it's like, bitch, you got an Israelite man in front of you. What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah, until you saw his fruity ass on this. Is the
Khan,
end.
and then starts burying his spirit, and that's what always happens. These Israelite women, they'll date these Edomites, and then all of a sudden, in a couple years, maybe even 10 years, that shit went sour as hell. You know, these women, these Edomite men are not fit for our women. You know, but our women are just as wicked. So right now we're in hell. We're in this kingdom. So it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, Esau had to beguile Eve.
God.
Let me bring a couple more verses out,
Go ahead, Ak,
just
go
to
ahead.
finish it off. But I trust in thee, O Yahweh. I said, thou art my power. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from them that prosecute me.
Khan, and that's what it is. These Edomites, they're gonna oppress us even harder than they are right now. You know, they're gonna. The Lord is the one who's gonna put the spirit on them to want to fuck us up. You know what I mean? It's all of Yahweh, whether it's good or evil. You know, so that's the spirit He's gonna put on these Edomites. Go ahead.
Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me from thy mercy's sake, for thy mercy's sake.
Khan,
Let-
because even in adversity, these prophets, these men up here, we're gonna be dealing with some crazy shit, right? And even if they kill us, guess what? When they see our faces, man, we're gonna be shining, because that's gonna be that glory of Yahweh coming through on, resonating from us, you know, on us from Him. You know,
It's gonna be like those movies where they thought they killed somebody and then all of a sudden somebody's there that
Khan.
they thought they killed, man. You're gonna see these same brothers on the chariots coming back,
Khan.
and that dude's gonna be your slave anyway.
Khan, the story of Stephen in the book of Acts, you know, they said his face shone like an angel's face, you know, when
Yeah.
they killed him, you know, and it's because of the righteousness, you know. Hey man, righteousness is a glorious
They got a
thing.
taste of that glory that he was being.
Khan, Go
One
ahead,
more
Ak.
verse, verse 17. Let me not be ashamed, O Yahweh, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave.
Khan, and it's coming. That's the transition you're starting to notice on a low level, and that's why Esau's gonna come at us aggressively, you know, because this prophecy was gonna be fulfilled whether anybody wants it to or not, you know. It's already been written, you know. And it's happening. We can all the brothers, we can see what's happening, you know. We are the watchmen, you know. Who else is gonna bring you this truth, you know, in a righteous way? On the way up here, I drove by the Catholic church and I saw the cars in the parking lot, you know.
Oh yeah, because it's Sunday.
We're here Sunday, and the brothers, we got together earlier today than normal, and you know, it was like I kind of went a long way on accident, and it was, I saw why. I was like, oh, look, you're going by this wicked ass Roman Catholic church, you know.
Yep.
It's all through the Spirit, you know. Yahweh's like, I'm gonna drive you past this bullshit when you get to the truth, you know.
Yep.
So we're just a couple blocks away from them devils, you know.
You need to get this last verse out.
Right.
Verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
Khan.
You see that? The sticks coming together.
Khan. Judah and Israel, the Bible says that they were oppressed together, and we're still oppressed together. Even our heritage is oppressed, you know.
And appoint themselves one head, showing you order, and they shall come up out of the land of, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Khan. And starting out with Yahweh raises the tents of Judah first, you know. That's
Yep.
why the men who woke up to this truth and handed it to us, you know, those men were so-called Negroes, you know. Those tents
Yep.
were raised first, and then what did the Negro do? He gave this truth, taught this truth to the rest of the Israelite tribes, you know. That's why you have different tribes up here today, you know, up here in unison, in one accord.
Con, something you'd have never seen before, man.
Khan. Yeah. Are you done there?
Yeah, yeah.
You wanted to go back to that Ezekiel, and then Ak, go to 10, and then you want to bring out that Revelation right after.
Come. This is picking back up on Ezekiel 37 and 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up on their feet, an exceeding great army.
Khan, and that's dealing with these people, these men that hearken to this truth and start to rehearse the righteous acts again, you know. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to be like our forefathers were, you know, because you know this captivity, it's impossible to keep everything to a T, but we gotta try our best to do that, you know, and then according to righteousness, no, not according to Esau's system, you know. Go ahead and bring out that Revelation up.
Come on. Revelation, you said 11.
Oh yeah, and it says they stood on their feet. So that's what we're doing now, man. This truth has given us life, man. I know that I can express for these other brothers too. That hey, when we get in this truth, we know it's the most strongest, powerful thing. You know, nothing can stand against this truth. You know, we have that. Yahweh has, you know, Lord willing, given us this truth 100%. You know.
You said 11 and 11.
Khan.
This is Revelations chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Khan, and they stood upon our feet once we had the Spirit in us, right? That's what we're doing out here, you know. If you're dead and your bones are dry, you can't stand up on your feet, you know. That's the contrast of these men who are in this truth, and then these 2/3 in heathen, you know. We're not the same spirits, you know.
Yeah, Esau is terrified, man. That's why he's doing everything he
Khan.
could, setting up agents.
And even when they come up, even
Cutting
their
brothers'
pastors,
feet.
when they come up to the camp, and they have to walk away sad, you know.
Oh, they get sliced and diced, man. I used to, when I was first like getting heavy into the truth, and when we were first going to camp and stuff, man. I was hoping to see pastors at camp because I love just slicing their doctrines up.
Because they have no, Man, I saw this guy breaking what we're breaking down right now, and this fucking Christian pastor, bro, was literally saying that Ezekiel was talking to dead bones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why it's beautiful to see just
I'm
the
like, these
spirit of the Most
Christians-
High just cut them up, man.
Con,
Because they just say some bugged out shit, and then people will just believe it.
and he had a
They'll be ready to fight you tooth and nail for it.
He had a huge congregation. I didn't hear any uproar of
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
you'll catch one of those members of that congregation coming up to us at camp, getting ready to fight us over what his pastor said, which they didn't even show him in the Bible. He didn't even look it up, fact check it. But he's ready to fight us like it's
because these pastors don't break down parables. You know, you want a parable broke down, you need to come to the Israelite who are teaching this truth on the street. You know, we hold the truth, starting out with our apostles. You know, no, who else can break it down?
Those masses are all dead, and they think they're the 1/3 that's gonna get saved. You know, they don't even they think that those pastors and stuff like that are the elect.
Bro, they're what is it, bugged out.
That's why they're ready to, you know, to come at us the way they do. Because they think that their pastors are the actual elect, and they're the 1/3.
Yeah, yep.
And then they look at us like scum, you know, showing you how backwards they are, you know.
Got another set, bro.
Con.
This is Revelation 14. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000
Con.
which were redeemed from the earth." What's
So the prophets, yeah. The
Yep.
prophets are the ones who are learning this song, because this Bible is like a long, extended version
and it's
song,
gonna,
a
it's
beautiful
gonna,
song.
and it's gonna get into that on that Ezekiel 37 where they start
Con.
speaking.
Right, and this, what it is the word Psalms means song, you know. But this is a extended version. You know, the whole thing is a song. Who learns the song? Like he said, only 144,000 men, Israelite men, can learn this song. You know, these Edomite pastors cannot learn the song. You know, they don't know the lyrics, man.
Yep.
You know.
What did it say? That they were redeemed from the earth? Did we not just read an example of redemption, man? These guys were a whole army of dead bones that got flesh on them, and then they were brought to life, and then it was an exceeding great army.
Con.
That's a redemption, man.
And it's like it's an exceeding great army, even though the number is fewer than all of these masses of dry dead bones. You know.
Nope.
But the Lord doesn't need a lot of numbers to make his, make his will happen. You know, you don't need numbers.
That's right.
This is going on verse 4. "These were they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits of the heavenly Father, and to the Lamb."
Con, and blessed be those who our sins are forgiven, and that's only going to be those prophets in that 1/3. You know.
Yep. And it's not meaning actual virgins. We've covered that before.
Doctrines.
But it's meaning those doctrines, man. Being defiled with all these different doctrines. Catholicism, man.
Right up the street.
Right up the
you
street.
know?
And what was that last piece?
And
it
we've
said?
all been exposed to these different women. You know what
Yep.
I mean? But we didn't hearken to that.
We
you know?
weren't defiled by
But
them.
here we are. We've been pulled out of that madness. You know, at the will of Yahweh.
And it ended saying that these were redeemed from among men. Once again, showing you that redemption from among all these different, like the brother said, all these different bones that are out there. These were those that were redeemed from it, and be the first fruits unto the heavenly Father, man.
First fruits, because the prophet spirits were there at the creation. You know,
Elohim.
Elohim.
And they're going to be the
Con.
first to enjoy the kingdom of heaven, man.
We're going to be the rulers, Lord willing.
If there's first fruits, then that means there's got to be second fruits.
Con.
That shows you that all Israel will end up obtaining mercy, man, but
'cause
they're going to have to pay for it with their own blood.
All the men up here, man, we're going to have so many, children and women, It's going to be beyond what we can
And
think
I
of
think that's
right
just
now.
in Jake's spirit, too, because I remember when I was a little kid, man, I always wanted to have just a
Big
plethora
family.
of kids, yeah.
Yeah, me too. And I'm still, I'm 43. I'm still,
Yeah.
I don't, if I,
And really,
have a kid.
it's not
'Cause
possible
that's
for the
gonna be
most
with
with
you
one woman.
in the kingdom, you know.
Most you could probably have is like 12 kids, maybe. If the Most High allowed it, man. A lot of times these women ain't even that fertile today, man. You have 2 kids.
You have to go back. I mean, my mom's 74 years old, and even like you have to go a little bit back before her, because that's when it started decreasing, because she
Yeah.
only had 14 back then. Her grandparents and her parents and like people she knew they were having like 16 kids.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Like, and that's a little bit compared to
Yeah,
what,
like our grandparents, they were closer to, you know,
Yeah.
the truth than this wicked generation.
Now
you know?
3 kids is a lot.
Right.
Yeah, 3 kids is a lot,
and it's not
but
even
that's the spirit of Esau. You know what I mean? Because you even have these Israelite women. They're like, hey, you know, I didn't want no kids. You know what I mean? That's a spirit
yeah.
of Esau on those
Yeah.
Israelite women.
That's
you
your
know?
goddamn duty. As
And
war.
They just want to go be hoes. They don't want to deal with, you know, anything else.
That's
you know,
the
they don't want to
spirit.
be a servant. You know.
I was gonna say something to that. No, I don't think
Huh.
our parents or our grandparents were closer to the truth, but they were more decent
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
compared
Kinda,
to
there was
what they
more
are
order.
now.
There was more order.
Yeah,
Because each
kinda.
generation in Esau's kingdom gets more wicked.
Well, and
You know?
they're murdering us with chemicals. You know what I mean?
Everything.
So
Yeah.
these women and you know they're sterilizing everybody. That's part of that Georgia Guidestones and the elites, the central banks are literally trying to depopulate the earth.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
what
so
it
whereas
is.
we would be able to have like 14 or 15 kids back then, and that's also, it goes to a spiritual point like y'all brothers are saying too, but these devils right here are also the main reasons for, you know, half this air in the sky is probably chemtrail.
Oh yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh
You
man.
come out, sometimes you just see lines upon lines. you
I
know?
never had problems
They don't-
breathing at all, man. And I now throughout every year, you know, it's just a struggle just to breathe in the morning, man.
But Lord willing,
Get
you
up
know.
on that shit,
But Lord
you know?
willing, though, what does the script say? That no weapon can prosper against,
yeah.
especially if you're a prophet, man. Lord willing, we are the men. You know, these chemtrails ain't gonna hurt you neither. You know,
That's right.
you know, and you gotta have that faith, man. You gotta have that kind of faith.
He's gonna give you a new body anyway.
Kind.
Yeah.
We already
It's
know
quickly
these
as not,
bodies are
bro.
weak and they're, you know, they break down on you, you know, eventually, you know.
Corruptible.
Yeah. So you know, go ahead. You got some more?
I got another precept because you keep talking about the 2 candlesticks, and then
Yeah, we're gonna going on those sticks.
I don't know if
Bring it out.
you have this is Joel chapter 3.
It's probably in here as a no. Go ahead, read it out.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captive of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Josaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So this truth is for only the Israelites, and that's what the brothers keep bringing out. And all scattered in all nations, you know. These are the dry bones that you know Yahweh said, hey, go out into the children of thy people, and you know, if this truth has been given to the elders, and then now us, and now we're able to minister, you know. And so that's what we do. This is only for our people. We could care less if the Edomite agrees with us, or if he doesn't agree with it. Still don't matter, you know.
Right.
He's insignificant, you know. You want to go back on you want Isaiah 49:14, bro?
Con, and I still have this Ezekiel 36 if you want it.
Oh, go ahead and bring that out. Go ahead. We
Was
should
it
go-
verse 1?
Yeah, my bad. I forgot about that one. Bring it
Con,
out.
this is Ezekiel 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say,
Con.
Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Con, that's good. So that's what it is, you know. The Israelites are in every mountain, in every government, in every nation, you know. So we're out here delivering this truth to our people, you know, trying to seal the elect. We're fishermen right now, you know, soon to be hunters, you know. Jeremiah 16:16, brother. Go ahead. You want to keep reading the Ezekiel? Ezekiel.
Con, you may hit it now. Con, this is
11, I think.
Con, Ezekiel 37 and 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts.
So Yahweh, he gave us this knowledge. We just told you that these bones are the Israelites, you know. But what was that Christian pastor breaking down? Saying he was just talking to some dead bones. You know, a pile of bones. Like, you know what I mean? That's who he was teaching.
Walked into an elephant graveyard and was just talking to the bones.
Yeah, it reminds you of a Lion King, you know. Like you would have just been over there like that'd be like us standing in that shit, you know, a bunch of bones reading this Bible. Oh, that don't make sense, man. But that's how these Christians, they'll break shit down like that, and then you'll be sitting there believing that shit.
That's how you know. That's how we know.
Then that's why they tell you that Eve was actually talking to a snake, you know. Esau's that snake that lifts his head up against the people.
That evil spirit.
A cobra, picture a cobra's head. You know, you guys know that MMA fighter, Michael Page. You know, he's MVP, but he goes by Michael Venom Page, and when he goes to face off, he goes like this because he's real tall, and he puts his hand up like a cobra. But see, the real cobra is that Esau, you know.
Yep.
He'll be at the face off though with his arm up like this, looking down at the guy.
It reminds me of that Cactus Jack or Mankind from WWE. He used to put a sock and do the same thing.
Oh, did he? Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that's where
I
he
think
got
I
it from.
remember that, yeah.
Maybe that's where he got it from.
Verse 11, it says, verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them.
Salakia. You want to bring out that Isaiah? Because that'll be
What
in
was
line
it?
with
Isaiah
49 and 14.
49 and 14.
Con.
I got you out. This is Isaiah 49 verse 14.
Let me hit my script.
Con.
49 and 15. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
That's Isaiah 49, 14?
That's 49, 15. You want 14?
Yeah.
It's a lot. But Zion said, Lord hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me.
Con. Okay, maybe that was the wrong precept altogether.
But that just shows you, man. The Lord hath forsaken you and forgotten you, which led to this state of dry bones.
Con.
But yeah, he's calling us all back together, man. And this is one of the biggest prophecies that you're seeing come to pass before your face, man.
Con. Yeah, the sight of us out here is literally a sign to the times, you know?
Yep.
You know, like we talked about.
Before the horse with the shackles, man.
Con, our fathers weren't out here doing this work, but now here we are. You know? And I'm talking about our immediate fathers. I'm not talking about our forefathers.
Yeah, it shows you the progression of the times, man. Pretty soon
Con.
these shackles are going to be coming to an Edomite near you.
Con. It's going to be fulfilled, you know. Go ahead and you were holding something, right, Aki?
I was holding Jeremiah
Yeah, bring that out real
16.
quick. We'll bring that out real quick.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them.
Oh, okay.
And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
Con, so that's good. So the brother read out, hey, I will send out fishers, right? And here we are, the fishers of the Israelites, the 144,000, man. You know? And then pretty soon it'll be hunters, because we were talking about it before camp. The brothers are going to receive spiritual powers, man. When Jacob's trouble starts to get really heated, you know? You know, you're going to... Who knows, man? The movie Brightburn, now that the elders brought that movie out, you know, it always comes to mind. That kid had those special abilities to just fuck people up, you know? You know? And we're gonna have those kind of powers without even lifting a hand. We'll be able to fuck someone up with our mind, you know? That's just one of our powers. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. We can't even fathom the powers that are going to come upon us as a gift you know, hearkening to this truth and carrying and putting value in this truth.
I got
you know?
a precept.
Lord willing, we're those men. Bring it out.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Really, the first 1 through 11 is talking about the spirit powers, if you want me to get it. But then I'm going to start at 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members that are one, being many, are one body, so also in Hamashiach. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free.
Right, whether you're mind if I speak on that?
Okay.
Whether you're a known Israelite, all right, or you're looking like an Israelite, looking like Wesley Snipes, or rather you're a Israelite who looks like a heathen, who's grown up amongst the heathens, who may even have tattoos that say Americanized. You might have a guy that says a tattoo that says Americanized, man. That gets pulled out from that Gentile state of mind.
You have a lot of our people rocking Caesar Borgia, you know, tattoos.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, that's a really popular one.
You know.
Go ahead, bro.
It says,
So start after that, after Jews or Gentiles.
Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free.
Bond or free, you got brothers in prison learning the truth. You got brothers that are not in prison learning the truth. You got brothers that might be in goddamn some kind of concentration camp in Europe. Go ahead, brother.
And have been all made to drink into one spirit.
So all this bullshit we've been through, man. All these different walks. This brother started off with a different walk within his life. This brother started off within a different one. This brother thought he was a goddamn Hamite. This brother thought he was a Spaniard, or whatever the case may have been. He might have thought he was a descendant from a fish, man. Who knows? There's some bugged out things out here, but yet through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we're all being brought together, man.
He brought his men back together, and it's all those tribes, you know. It's Judah and his companions, and Joseph, Ephraim and his companions, you know. Go ahead, Aki, you got some more?
For the body is not one member but many, and that's the 12 tribes, like y'all brothers are talking about.
Yep.
That's Judah and Ephraim and the other tribes of Samaria.
Yeah, there was a guy that was telling me a story about a catcher on his baseball team. This guy got his toe. He got his toe like amputated, one of his toes. I think it was his pinky toe. This guy couldn't catch no more because he couldn't get into that stance. So you see, you're lacking one piece of you have many members within your body. You might say, oh, pinky ain't nothing. Now this guy can't even do his favorite thing.
What's holding that body together? It's the sign, the prophets, the sinews, the watchmen. You know, we're the ones prophesying on this truth, and some of these Israelites will actually hearken and listen. You know, but the majority is going to scoff. You know, and mock.
Every member of the body is equally important, man. It shows that in the Power Rangers when it turns into, what is it called, a Megazord or something? When it turns into the one big thing, and everybody's controlling a different limb. Somebody's controlling the arm.
And they're all in sync.
And that's what it's talking about.
All in sync together. Otherwise, he's going to be walking like this.
That's
what
that parable's talking about in the scriptures that says, hey, if the right hand causeth thee to sin, cut the right hand off. It doesn't mean chop your hand off.
Yeah.
No, it's say, hey, if that brother's going off, man, and you know, the brother just can't get right, you know, like can't get right from life, remember? So, hey, some of these motherfuckers can't get right. So you're going to read these scriptures to them, and they ain't going to get right, you know? Can't get right. What we can call it 2/3 of can't get right, right?
Yeah.
You know? So, but that's what it is, man. You got more?
Yeah, there's more on it if you want it, brother.
Go ahead. If there's some meat on there, bring it out.
It says, if the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath Yahweh set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased him.
This is all according to Yahweh's will. You know, you see all these different tribes coming together, you know, and it may not be what you would have pictured. You know what I mean? You know, we're all different in the speckled bird, you know?
Yeah.
All right, you want to go back to that Ezekiel? And then Hosea 13:14.
It's picking it up on Ezekiel 37 and verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
So what Yahweh would like is for people to come on a humble spirit. We're giving life. We have this truth.
Yeah.
We're giving you life. Don't reject this knowledge, man. Otherwise, you're in the grave, man. But he's saying Yahweh's giving you a mercy by sending the prophets out.
Which the
You
word grave and the word hell actually are the same,
Hand in
same
hand.
word.
Khan.
I mean, it's Sheol.
Sheol, yeah.
Khan. And that's
Bringing you up out of hell, man. This is our hell.
We're in the
Khan.
pit. We are in the pit.
That's right.
And that lake of fire is America.
Khan.
It's gonna be America.
Yep. Also, the valley of the shadow of death.
So that's what this is, man. This is about Yahweh's giving you, which shows how wicked these people are. Nobody's stopping to listen to us, except for those people on YouTube. People don't care, man. They don't believe it. You would be diligent, like I don't know how everybody came into this truth, but we became curious. Something clicked with us, and then it manifested into what you see now.
Well, what do the scriptures say that we're about to enter a time that the world has never seen nothing so grievous,
Khan.
man? If we're going to have the greatest victory over the planet Earth, then we're going to have the greatest sorrows over the planet Earth before that victory, man. So these people that just walk by and don't really care and are just doing their Sunday madness,
They're already dead.
they're already
Khan,
dead,
because
man.
in the
And when-
kingdom, if we're not gonna need to do this in the kingdom.
Yep.
But if we were in the kingdom, you know how packed this park would be. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Well,
If
when-
people knew the truth,
well, look at Yahweh Shai's
You know?
time. In Yahweh Shai's time,
Yeah, I
there
was
was
gonna say that.
thousands and thousands listening, man.
Khan.
But it shows you how much worse it's gotten. And with that being said, man, when shit really pops off out here, these guys are gonna have no fucking clue, man. They've done nothing but social media, and kept up with the Kardashians their whole goddamn life, man. So when you start to see brains getting splattered in front of you, man, from people you love and things of that nature, people they're just gonna die of shock, or they're gonna wish they died of shock, man.
Khan.
You see, you're gonna see people just panicking
Yeah.
on all levels. But yeah, you're gonna see us. I told you. But it ain't gonna be no walk in the park
And we're
for us
gonna be
neither.
the-
But yet
we've
prepared ourselves, man.
And it's because the foundation that we have in our hand, this sword, we're literally preparing early,
Yo,
and that foundation is going to be our stability in those Jacob's trouble, man.
yeah,
That's
why-
going to be the stability, man. What else would you have? It's going to be crazy, man. The more you think about Jacob's trouble, the more you it's crazy. It's going to be crazy,
You over here smell somebody cooking out and shit. They're all
Yeah.
dead.
Yup.
Frightened pork
Khan.
and shit.
Yo.
Just like y'all brother said, don't give a fuck.
Bring out that Hosea.
Yeah, we had some people over, like some aunts and stuff, and all I got was some cheese pizza.
Some
Oh
what?
man, some of these people were so pissed off.
Khan.
What
They
did you
wanted
go?
their
What did
pork.
you
I just
get?
got all cheese pizza.
Oh, yeah,
I ain't buying
Or
nobody
veggie,
pork.
huh?
I don't give a
Whatever.
damn if you eat pork on your own time, but I ain't gonna provide it to you.
Right.
So I just got all
Fine.
cheese. I was gonna get veggie too, but I was just fuck it. I'm just getting all cheese.
And you're starting to
keep on
see,
dog
Yeah. Some people were all mad.
because the brother Call y'all follows a lot of news, websites, and you're starting to see a lot of this food is coming out like with contamination.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yahweh's gonna protect his man, though. You think because they had the romaine lettuce, which was the E. coli or Ebola, whatever, and you think Yahweh's gonna feed his prophets romaine lettuce with Ebola?
Hell no.
No, man.
Hey, he shall eat his bread defiled amongst the Gentiles.
That's what I was gonna say
until
too.
the
Even if we
Gentiles be
did eat it,
fulfilled.
we'd still be all good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the spirit, man.
Yahweh's gonna protect his men,
Your father.
because some of us will die for this testimony, but a lot of us are gonna be protected, man. Matter of fact, in Esdras, where's that at? Is it the abundance and the heathen will envy us?
Yo.
I can't remember exactly what chapter that is, but that's what it says, that the heathen in Jacob's trouble are going to envy the prophets because they're going to see the spirit on us, and other people will too,
Going into what you were saying with food, I seen this post, one of the Akim on YouTube, and it says,
I got it.
This is independent.co.uk. Studies find pork and human DNA in vegetarian hot dogs. And he just
They
posted
found
up.
pork in vegetarian hot dogs.
Yep,
Yeah.
human and pork DNA in vegetarian hot dogs.
See, so that's Esau, man. That shows you this is his kingdom, man.
Hey, there's a certain percentage too of every food that has bug parts.
Yeah.
There's a certain percentage of bug
When we
parts.
think about what we're eating, man, and that's how we know we're not eating real food in this.
And yet, that's one of the
Babylon.
only luxuries in Babylon
You know?
is to
Right.
eat.
Right. And it's all poison.
Yeah, it's victuals,
Mm-hmm.
cheap victuals. That's the sign of the times too.
Mm.
You can go get you like 3 cheeseburgers for like $3
Yeah.
right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
And it's just
And they
Trash. With
destroyed
no
us so bad
nutrition,
that that's the only
no
way a woman knows how to
nutrition.
cook is go to buy the value menu at McDonald's.
and our kids, they're like, our kids grow up in Babylon. You know, they
Yup.
crave it because they put all those
Killing each other over goddamn chicken sandwiches and shit.
This is Babylon, man. If you can't see this is Babylon the Great, then
Oh,
the
Popeye
Lord had
said.
made you just
Yeah,
straight
I'm-
stupid and blind.
That's crazy.
You know?
Yeah. This is 2 Esdras 2:27. Be not weary, for in the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful.
Kind of, because they don't have the truth, man. They don't have the stability. They're going to be, stressing because they're going to see their kid die of hunger,
Yo.
We're going to know, hey, we're going to get our kid back. It's going to be hard,
I say, hey, you
But
hungry,
we-
little man? Most High's gonna take care of you one way or another.
God. But if something happens to one of our kids in Jacob's trouble, we have the faith that we're going to be blessed with,
Yeah.
that kid plus even more,
Mhm.
in the kingdom, That's the kind of belief you have to have,
Yo.
You can't be just a casual Israelite,
Yep. Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
Con, have abundance and be happy, because, man, we're going to have women that we don't even want in Jacob's trouble.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? They're
Especially-
gonna seek for protection. They're gonna want to be like, dang, I know Gar's got some good women over there. They're gonna be down with that,
Yeah,
They're go-
especially Jacob's trouble, man. I mean, you got to think about.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, one thing that really grosses me out is just a nasty, grimy woman.
Yeah.
And
Right,
that's all you're
right.
gonna have during Jacob's trouble.
Oh, I know, right? Because bring out Isaiah.
The only
3 and
woman that's gonna be
20,
smelling
start
good
at
is this one right
24.
here, man.
Isaiah 3
This
and
wisdom.
24.
You're right, Gar. Yeah. Bitch
Con.
don't smell like cheese
Oh
and shit.
yeah.
Con,
Yo.
we're gonna go in on these women a little bit since we're on the
Oh,
subject.
take me in these
You don't want
7.
this Hosea real quick? You want this?
Bring out Isaiah. Go ahead and
3.
bring Hosea and then Isaiah
Two
3,
months have went by. Bitch been on the rag twice.
Yeah.
since we were on that
Hell
subject.
no.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and these women, bro. Oh
You
man,
better go jump your ass in Webster Lake and wash off real quick.
you might even cop a fine one. You good.
You-
You know what I
and
mean?
you're gonna be
Because her
being
mentality.
perfected, too.
You know what I mean? The
Spiritually,
mentality of these.
They're all
women.
ugly though, and that's the thing. Like your brother was saying, like a bitch might be bad looking physically, but that bitch is dead in spirit.
Con.
I gotta have
And
an
her
equal balance
her
of both.
speech,
You know what
her
I'm saying?
speech revealeth her wickedness. You know.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? Just when you hear a woman talk in Babylon, you're like, this bitch is so gone off the truth. Like even if you want to fuck her, it's like you're like, oh, that's all this is about.
She's
You know?
trying to collect arrows in that quiver.
Yeah. It's
Yo,
like,
yo.
man.
But I got you. This is Hosea 13:13. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in the place of the breaking forth of children.
Con, where are you reading out of? Ak?
Hosea 13:13.
Okay.
And then I'll grab the Isaiah.
13 and 14. Ak.
Oh, so like
That's all right.
Hosea 13:14. I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be thy plagues. O grave, I will be thy destruction.
Beautiful.
Repentance shall be hid from mine eyes.
Con.
Yo.
Yeah, so he's gonna ransom us from the graves, man.
Yeah, and that's what we just read in Ezekiel 37.
God.
Get up from the. Let me read this next verse on Ezekiel 37
God.
real quick. Doc. Just because it continues on that grave, it says, verse 13, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Con. So Yahweh, it's the will of Yahweh that we're out here teaching, and we're a sign of the times, man. For us to be out here is a sign, man, that we're in these latter days, And these chariots, they're coming, man. They're coming to destroy and to coming to save the elect, And that's why we're out here, man.
Yep.
because we want to be taking on them chariots, man. We don't want to be with these heathen in 2/3. These can't get rights, you know. These can't get right Israelites. They want to stay stuck in, you know, their darkness.
Yep.
They want to stay
These,
dry bones.
These dogs with rabies.
Con.
Verse 28 on Second Ezra. Do you want me to keep going on?
No, unless there's meat. I mean,
I'll just grab this next verse.
con.
It says,
Really,
The-
it's all meat. Huh?
Yeah. It's all one precept.
Yeah.
the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall not, or Salakia, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee.
Con, they
Saith
ain't gonna
Yahweh.
do nothing, man. Even now on low levels, you see these white men, so-called white men. They may look at you because you got a cute little woman on yours. Like you can see they're like, damn, this dude's getting this, and I'm getting like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
These
man.
heathen, some of these heathen women, nasty, man.
Yeah.
Straight up nasty.
Yeah, Esau's a freak, man.
And their women, they're so out of. I know this guy from the gym, bro. He's been like, he came to me about a year and a half ago, told me, hey man, I'm fucking this dude's wife, right? And then like now, it's not a year and a half passes, he tells me, oh, he was all heartbroken, you know. I'm like, bro, you're heartbroken over you fuck another man's wife that you've been cheating, she's been cheating, and you know, because she broke up with him or whatever.
Of course, doing it again to him. You
And
reap
I'm
what
just
you sow.
like, where was
Yeah.
see the dry bones? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're gonna have dry. You're gonna literally, you know, think that you're gonna have this happy life with this married woman. You know?
Oh yeah, and I've heard stories about that where guys have killed themselves afterwards, or went and tried to kill
Even
both
if
her
these
and the
women
man.
get divorced, bro. Even if these women get divorced, then
Why
when
would
they're
you
in
want
those
that?
new relationships, they're all fucked up, man.
She's about to do the same thing to you.
Yeah, man. And
Stupid
I
ass.
was just thinking, okay, where was your logic? Well, he's telling me this sad story. He was sad because I wasn't really listening at first. He's like, hey, man, I'm trying to tell you about my heartache, bro. I said, bro, all right, my bad, go ahead. You know, and it's just, I'm like, bro, because I already knew the situation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you better go write a
Yeah.
tweet or something, man. I ain't listening to that.
Yeah.
Want to go ahead and bring out that Isaiah?
It's
And
3
then
and
Joel, you want to hold, Joel 2, 28 and 29?
You said Isaiah 3 and
20, start at maybe 24.
24. Come. And it
How many verses is it? 28 in that one?
26.
Okay, start at 24.
24. Isaiah 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of girdle a rent.
Con, and that right there. That I can actually testify to, man. You know, because I'm single, so every now and then I'll pop one of these whores in Babylon, and hey, man, they're not all smelling right.
No.
I can tell you that right now. You know, and they said since all the dating sites have come about, you know, because women are just
Oh,
a
yeah,
click
they're
away
getting
now.
ran
In
through.
Babylon,
Yeah.
Hell no.
a woman is a
Yeah.
click away.
That's
You
so
know?
sick.
So they say that all these stories and these statistics, you know, STDs is on an all-time high.
Yeah,
know?
you don't even have to mac on a woman no more, man. All you do is swipe right, and you got your quiver for your
There it
arrow
is.
for the night.
Next body count.
Yeah.
And because of that access, and your wife is accessible by a click. By the way, if you're on Facebook, you know,
Truly.
these 2/3 and these heathen, they don't give a shit about violating, adultery.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So, but you have in Babylon, men just have to put
It's a
up with
sweet
that.
savor to
Same
the
thing with
2/3.
women, you know. That's what the spirit that Esau's put, the vibration Esau put on you people, to the point where, you know, your woman is a click away from the whole world. You know, that's what it is. You know,
Gone.
and you see all kind of wickedness come through that. But guess what? We have this stability right here. We know, like me, I'm not gonna be tripping on some woman because of a social media. You know.
Right.
Like we have the sense, like we're gonna keep ourselves away from that madness, you know. But yet we see people around us, and they're all falling into that snare, that trap, you
Yep.
know. And it's fucked that now you got the guy with the heartbreak,
Yeah, but he's
and he was married. He was fucking another man's wife.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
And then he
You
still
know?
worshiped the system,
Khan.
the beast. that did it to
and,
him.
Yep.
and he's playing a victim now. Is what's funny. Bro, you the victim now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know. All right, let's.
He
let's
going
get
to
back
Mickey
the
D
scripts.
still after that,
Let's get
though.
back in the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you holding some?
I believe
Or
it was
wait.
Joel 2 and 18.
Yeah, in a second. Bring that out. Go ahead, Ak.
This is going on. Ezekiel 37 and verse 13. Verse 14.
Yeah.
And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live. And I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, saith Yahweh.
Khan, right now we're just getting the spirit put on us, all right? We're not in our homeland. We're not in our resting place yet, you know? That's all going to manifest, you know?
Yep.
Lord willing, very soon. Go ahead, Ak, bring out that Joel.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 18. Then will Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity?
Are you on Joel 22,
Or
28?
22.
28, brother.
228, right?
228.
2:28. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy.
Khan.
Your old man shall dream dreams, your young man shall see visions.
And that don't mean that you're going to have, these women prophets, don't get ahead of yourself, women's, you know, ladies. What it is, you know, there's always order, you know. You know, we're able to prophesy out in the open because we're men, you know.
Just stay in your lane, man. If the Most
God.
High gave whatever he gave to you, just stick with that. You're
God.
gonna have the win anyway.
Khan.
You need to try to grab more than you need. The
Yeah.
fuck, man? Let me grab his precept real quick.
But the sons and daughters are through this awakening and through this truth, we're you know, this is that mouth, because we're the mouth of Yahweh. We're the breath right now. We're the you know, the life. You know.
This is
Did you read 29 too, Ak?
Not yet. You want me to read it?
grab it afterwards.
Okay, let him finish this real quick.
And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit.
Khan. So the handmaids and servants, we know that's going to be Esau, you know. So those Esau's, Yahweh's going to put the spirit on these Edomites to be in subjection to the Israelites,
Yeah.
you know. And on low levels, you're already seeing it, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, these Edomites, like we said earlier, they're nice to you because the spirit's being put on them, man. That not only that they're going to be servants, but that they can see, even when they go outside in public, they see the Israelites outnumbering them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And waxing mightily. You know. Go ahead. Ak.
Come on. This is Ecclesiasticus 3:21. Seek not out of the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength, but what is commanded thee think upon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things which are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand.
Khan. And like the brother said, you know, stay in your lane. You know, it doesn't, because if you go off your lane, you're going to damage yourself. If you just stay in your lane, Yahweh's going to guide your steps.
That's right.
You know, he's going to give you whatever he wants to reveal to you, he will.
Yeah.
You know,
And even if it's not what you, maybe you want to know more, but just pray for it, man. But
Fine.
at the end of the day, you're gonna know more in the kingdom regardless. So,
It's
you
gonna
know,
be
just
automatic.
stick to your piece of the pie, and then we'll all be there in the kingdom, man.
because we'll be in our right mindset. You know, this Bible right here is the laws, the statutes, commandments. It's gonna be like second nature. It's gonna be like tying your shoes. You know. Right now, brothers, like I had asked the brother, remind me what day is the Sabbath this week, you know? Because we're in these weak bodies, man. We keeping the law, you know, we got to be on top of it, you know, but because this weak bodies, hey, there's a slip up now and then, you know? You want to avoid that, you know?
Yep.
If I might add a piece to that too, like when Yahweh Shai was teaching the apostles and disciples, and they were reasoning with themselves who was better than the other, and he
Yeah.
said that shit don't even really matter,
Yep.
because the last shall be the first shall be the last.
Yeah. What do you end up doing? He washed their feet.
Con. And that's
He
how we
became
treat
their
each other.
servant. You know?
Con.
And then in addition to that, man, spirit robbed me. My bad. Keep going.
No, you're good. But that's what it is, you know. This is Yahweh putting the Spirit on us. We're actually servants, you know, of Yahweh. So who does he reveal his secrets to? His servants.
You know, it came back to me, the body too, Akyam. That's why we're a body, man, because the hand ain't Kobe Bryant hand, and then, you know, like, everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's why we need each other to be able, if we want to get out of this hell, we have to work together.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be just, you know, like one person or like you know.
And we work together, but there's always an order. Because
like
we've learned that, you know?
It's like a warship. You need everybody to be rowing together. You need the one guy steering the helm. Everybody needs to be in the one guy up top, keeping a lookout for when you're gonna get there.
Yeah, because when we were in our coonery, you know, we didn't practice order.
Oh yeah, you wanted to be that guy.
Everyone wants to be the, what do they say, too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah.
You know. So that's, you know.
Esau taught us that still.
God.
Grab a fast precept on that. This is Romans chapter 12. I'm going to read 2 verses. Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. For I say, though the grace given unto me, that every man that is among you not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think sober and according as Yahweh hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
God, know that it's okay to hearken to order, you know, because now you have a renewed mind, you know. Your mind, you know, you're learning righteousness.
You're coming into this thing as debtors anyway.
Yahweh don't owe us anything, you know. Yahweh could take any one of us men out of this truth just as quick as he gave it to us, you know. You know, so that's why you have to just be humbled down to this truth too. You know what I mean? You don't want to test the Lord, you know. And we rehearse this because we're weak in the flesh. Yeah, we need this dose of this. We need camp. You know what I mean? Brothers out there who want to miss camp or whatever, you know, the case is, you know, you're just fucking yourself over, bro. You know what I mean? You got to get in that mindset, though, you know, because if you're not in that mindset, you ain't going to be, you know, consistent, you know?
Yep, look, there's order right there, man.
God, look at the ducks. Get the ducks. If the ducks can do the order, you know, what's the hell's wrong? Because Yahweh says they're dumber than an ox, because the ox knows his owner.
Especially the geese, you know? Man. The geese are really dumb.
God.
But yet they still know to move from season to season. They know how to walk in
order.
order.
You don't see one geese trying to butt ahead of the other one.
How do you see them fly? You see them fly in a V-shaped pattern.
God, order.
You see nature itself shows you order. The Most High created everything in an order, man, in an orderly fashion.
God. And that's what we manifest. We speak this truth. Yahweh will give you an example. You know?
There goes Esau.
Yeah, here comes Esau to fuck up the order.
Yeah, fuck shit up.
Little baby Esau already fucking up order, you know? What does it say? They come out speaking lies?
Yeah.
You know, out the womb. As soon as they can talk, they speak lies.
Look at him. He's like, trying to fuck all that shit up. Slayer. Look at him.
Yeah.
One of them geese are going to bite him, man.
Chase him.
Those geese are mean.
They're as tall as him, so. The Lord put the spirit on these animals too, you know?
I got a set
to
too,
change their places and everything. You got a set?
Yeah, but if y'all
Go ahead.
Okay. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
God. We got to endure this hardness because whenever we're dealing with this, adversity, it's all of Yahweh, you know? You can't get mad and curse Yahweh. The prophet Job he kept his integrity, you know? Yeah. You got to be made hard through this truth. And you are, because you're vexed. Now everything you see, you know what wickedness is, you know? And it really does start to offend you, you know?
Yep.
That's part of that bitterness of this truth.
Yeah, there's times I
you
can't
still got
listen
more?
to that. I have to turn certain songs off.
It's all good. Yeah. That was basically it. Well, hold on. Here it is. Bring it out.
All right.
Spirit.
No, that's all right. Yeah, you got it.
Thou therefore, we got that. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, but that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And the soldier being taking order. Because like soldiers have order, you know.
Khan, and who chose you? You know, Yahweh, if he chose you. And hey, that's a good thing, you know. Because what many are called, few are chosen, you know. We've all been called out here to come out here to do this camp. But, you know, Lord willing, we're all chosen. That's the next step, you know. That's what we're striving for. Oh, yes. The warmers.
And I'll keep going on this.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Let's bring that out.
This is Ezekiel 37 and verse 15. And the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah and the children of Israel, his companions. Take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions.
So this is those tribes. You got the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then you got northern kingdom. You know, all the other tribes. I'm not going to read them all off for the sake of the scriptures. You want to keep reading?
And this is all those companions going on.
And it says, take one stick and put them in thine hand, you know. Go ahead.
I got that right here, brother. Verse 17, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand.
And that's what this is, you know. This is all those different tribes of Israel, the so-called black, so-called Native American, so-called Hispanics, they make up these tribes, all right? Now they're one in our hand, you know. Go ahead,
go ahead and keep that up. This is Isaiah 11, and I'll go ahead and start at verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, being Yahweh Shai, showing you a root of Jesse. What is Jesse? A man. What's the root? That's the bloodline. That's his seed. So his seed came out,
a heritage,
created a kid, and that which was David, and the book of Matthew tells you the whole line, you know, going all the way to the seed of Yahweh Shai, man.
And Jesse was an Israelite, all right. So, you know, that's how you know John 3:16 is not dealing with all the nations of the world, because he said the seed of Jesse, who was an Israelite.
And Jesse's grandmother was a Moabite.
Ruth.
Yeah. Yep. So that shows you too. So Jesse may have looked a little bit like a Chinese.
He
may
had
a little bit of some Chinese
like
traits.
my friend's little kid.
Yeah. You're just talking about him looking like the North Korean leader.
I'm gonna have to show the brothers a picture of this kid too, because he looks like that North Korean leader, man.
Yeah. So, and that shows you the speckled bird,
funny.
man. And that's why when you go on, it says this:
It is funny, bro.
Which shall stand for an ensign for the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Right? Now we're gonna read a little bit more on these Gentiles, because you already had an example with Jesse, possibly having some Asiatic
blood.
traits.
Yeah.
Verse 11 it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Master, the Lord, shall set his hand again a second time. So this has already been done one time. Now there's going to be a second time.
God, gathering the tribes together, man.
To recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria. So you have these guys that are saying they're Assyrians. All right, but yet they're Israelites. They were born being taught Assyrian holidays, Assyrian ways of cooking your food, Assyrian prayers and vows, and Assyrian pride. Go and fight and die for your country, for the land of Syria. It says, and from Egypt.
It's like these Americans, you know, these Israelites in America, they go into that American military and they have pride in Esau's military, which is his oppressor. You know, he's fighting for his oppressor with pride. That shows you how dry bones these bones are. How dry they are. You know,
and that's their goal in the military, is to beat you the hell down and then create you into the machine they want you, man.
And they don't give a shit about you after they're done with you. You know, and you see that on these corners, these veterans. They're all these Edomites holding their signs, you know, begging for money because they're all fucked up and they have they have nothing, man.
Yeah, see, I grew up with that madness, man, because my dad's a Marine, so I grew up with respecting the flag. Don't ever let the flag touch the ground.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's heavy on our
I knew how to fold a flag the proper way, how to actually burn it, dispose of it the proper way. You know, all these things, all these different ways, being brought up as an American,
As
man,
a heathen.
as a heathen, yeah,
God.
and yet, being brought out of that stuff. But yeah, he told me that when I was a kid. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, I never really had, really cared or had that type of sense of pride, for America. But then there was one day where I saw the flag being risen up when I was in boot camp, and that same day I remember thinking in my head that I'm gonna die for that flag. And that's when that's when they started building it. They already beat them back down, and that was the point where they started building them up.
God, and the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
And that's why it's beautiful to see brothers. I mean, we got 2 brothers in the camp that were in the military. So that just shows you how powerful the Most High is, man. Because I would never think in a million years that my father would say anything bad about America. You know what I mean? But yet these brothers who have been through the same process that he has are out here prophesying the truth, man. Telling you America's going to be destroyed after they just went and were ready to die for it, man.
God, and who is it? It's the 2 sticks.
Yep. Because
the brother
the
he's
breath
talking
was
about,
breathed on them.
They're more than likely Judites.
Yeah.
And here we are, Northern Kingdom.
And it was that prophecy being fulfilled, man, because they were in the state of the grave,
God.
ready to die for America that didn't do a damn thing for you.
Shit, I was raised by Edomites.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
was the worst.
I grew up
Yeah.
around Edomites. I got
That's why it's
my
easy for you
dad
to call an
moved us
Edomite out.
to the suburbs in
Yeah.
like age like middle school.
Yep.
God. I gotta step through whatever y'all brothers.
Did you already bring out the Isaiah
Me?
11? Did I have you grab that?
This is what I have right now.
Isaiah 11, 13, and 14.
That's what I'm reading right now.
Is it what you're reading? Oh, you just brought that out?
Well,
Oh,
I
that's the
started
spirit.
at 10, but yeah, I'm on 11.
Oh, that's
Want
the
me just keep
spirit,
going?
huh? Yeah, read it. Yeah, just go to 14.
Con.
Is that what you were reading? Was Isaiah?
Yeah, he was
okay.
already reading.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
It's lucky, brother.
So
Stepping on
you
your toes.
grab Ezekiel 24.
But it says, which shall be left from Assyria and from
Ezekiel
Egypt
12.
and from Pathros and from Cush. You got Ethiopians, Egyptians over here striving you to the point of death to proclaim their heritage as a heathen. It says, and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. So from East India, from the island, and I know there's a lot of Jakes in East India, man, because they just got a lot of like traits that remind me of Jake. That they
and
do
you got to
sometimes.
remember, like the elders were bringing out yesterday, we're the salt of the earth. So if he may not look like, you see a Chinese guy who can bust out dancing real, he's good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that
They got a
brother's
lot of
probably
good,
an Israelite.
They got a lot of good Egyptian music videos too, man. I was watching some.
Because you think that's a coincidence that a whole nation of people can't dance? The Edomites can't dance with the shit, man. They have that. They don't have the flavor. They're not the Bible says that, like the elders were bringing out, that we're the salt of the earth. Yesterday was the heavyweight title, and you had the so-called Mexican Andy Ruiz fighting Anthony Joshua, who is the Judite more than likely. He's a Southern Kingdom, and they were in Saudi Arabia fighting. Right, so because the fight, it was all early over here. It started at like 1 o'clock. It was a main event, heavyweight boxing match. Right, you had 2 Jake filling up an arena in Saudi Arabia. Man, you had all those dudes with the turbans and shit, and all those Ishmaelites. But do you think that if you had 2 Edomites fighting here in America or wherever, or two Ishmaelites or Edomites, they ain't gonna fill up those arenas.
And that shows you who's in charge, man, because Esau spread his Roman Colosseum all the way throughout, even to Saudi Arabia. You got these Saudi Arabians getting ready to watch it like they were in Rome.
Yeah, and I was watching.
And who are they watching? Jake. They're watching Jake kill each other, man.
Khan. But they wouldn't pay to watch the other nations, Who wants to see, 2 Edomites heavyweights? Can you even think of 2 Edomite heavyweights that you would want to see fight each other? No, it's all about Jake, man, in the sports, and everything, cooking, you know, everything. I'm sure you brothers have all ate at an Edomite's house, you
Yeah.
know, and their
Right.
food has never, their food's
Bologna
whack.
sandwiches for dinner.
Yeah.
But when they, you know what I mean? Even when they try to make like green chili or something, you know,
Yeah.
and the shit still don't taste right. Like, then how'd you fuck up green chili, man?
Yeah.
You
really.
bought it at the same corner we did, you
Yeah.
know?
They just went to probably Safeway and bought the
fucked up,
pre-made
man.
stuff.
Yeah.
Brought some
Yeah, yeah.
picante sauce and a jalapeno.
Con. All
Yeah,
right,
I remember, I
so-
remember seeing that in Edomite's houses all the time. Was picante sauce. I
Yeah.
hated that
Yeah.
shit.
Like
I'll doctor it up.
manufactured salsa.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I have.
yeah,
Oh, like paste.
yeah, yeah, yup.
I was like, I know what you're
Fucking
talking about.
mild paste picante.
I know what you're talking about.
This is going on Isaiah 11, and picking it back up on.
Oh, you're on. Did you already read 14?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm on 12.
Okay.
It
con.
says, and he shall set up an ensign. Once again with the ensign.
And then really the end sign is the prophets, though. You know, we're that sign out here teaching out of these nations, out of these tribes. I should say this is one nation out of these tribes.
and shall assemble and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the
God.
dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Khan, and the Most High uses all kind of different words to describe the same thing. You know, because what's the outcast? The outcast is the Israelites. You know,
The outcasts, the dead,
Khan, the dry bones.
Mhm.
You know, when our fathers slept, sometimes it's talking about they're actually dead. They died. You know, but sometimes it's talking about they were dead to the truth.
yeah,
They
they're
slept.
in their slumber.
Khan.
Verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall
Which is a northern kingdom, the lead tribe of northern kingdom, because there's always order in the scriptures.